Hey everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about DayZ server that I've been on. So if you are on it or considering going on it, you might want to watch this video. It's just me sharing my own honest opinion on it. So I recently got back into playing DayZ Standalone. I've got to say, I probably will do a separate one on this, but it is a much better game than when I found it. As I'm sure a lot of you did, bought it on release and may well never have gone back to it again, especially if you enjoyed the mod for Arma 2. So it's great, we're in a much better position. It's in a much better position now, and the servers and everything else are very conducive to having potentially a really good online community. And I joined the server in question, Pure Gaming UK, it's in the title. They've got a couple of servers on DayZ. I think they've got one on Rust as well. So, obviously a fair few fingers in many pies, I suppose. And yeah, start off with everything seemed quite fine. The general people that I met were very friendly. Actually, it was quite nice. But it seems like over the course of a couple of weeks or so, there was a lot of issues. Small stuff to start off with, changing starting loot from a pistol, which is very handy, very nice, a good leg up, with a silencer, to a bow and arrow, which is basically just taken from a mod that makes the bow work like a gun. It's a bizarre thing to have in there anyway, but I get it. It's just a bit of fun. New gun, new skins, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, fine. But really did sort of hamper anyone new coming to the server, and I was sort of like in between at that time. So I started off with having the pistol and a couple of clips, which is enough, to get you through the towns, to loot up, all that sort of stuff, to then having a bow and arrow with 5 arrows where the bow doesn't quite work exactly as you think it would, I suppose, and obviously having a lot less ammo. The one thing about it is that, of course, that it's silent. Anyway, I'm going on about this now, but I raised a minor complaint saying I didn't think it was particularly fair on newer people, because it is, difficult to get yourself established on DayZ, as it should be. But, that was quite a welcome addition. And the fact that it was nerfed, nerfing is generally, in my opinion, a bad thing. So basically the answer to that was get good from the admins, unfortunately, or from the admin I spoke to. And it's just like, I suppose that should have been my first real red flag. But games are what you make them, and they're about the people that you play with. And I was having a good time with the people I was playing with, so I overlooked that comment, I suppose. And then we started having server crashes. There's a whole thing on there about no compensation for vehicles, even if there's a server fault. So we have a server fault, have an issue with the car, and then of course there's no compensation, because why would there be? It was a server crash. But the issue is that there was a lot of extra mods and lots of changes being done outside of server restart time, and there was literally no communication from the owner, from Respawn. And actually, I'm not 100% sure where my permanent ban on the server came from, because I also got permanently banned from Discord as well. But one of the things that I gather from eventually getting myself back in by using a VPN and a new Discord account, by the way, because I wanted to find out why. And yeah, it turns out I'd been disrespectful to, well, I'm presuming to Respawn through one of his admins, where I said that exact same thing. That I thought that the server wasn't managed as well as it could be, the communication wasn't there. Pretty fair criticism, considering the amount of crashes, the amount of downtime that we've been experiencing over the last couple of weeks. And I think that's probably fair to say that I've put a lot of hours in as well into it. And then also they've had issues with admins not applying bans as well. Like, a lot of stuff is permanent ban with no route for appeal, such as my one, for example, I suppose. A lot of them are permanent ban with appeal, but it seems like that it's almost on the whim of an admin, how an admin feels. Definitely seen instance of a supporter, so someone who's donated, being, is it a supporter or is it a donator? I can't remember. in any case, being given a lesser timed ban than someone else who wasn't. So, that's fine. They're well within their rights to do that, but let's be honest about it. Let's be upfront and say, as part of the rules, donators might get a lesser sentence, I suppose, in inverted commas. So, I wouldn't say that my last action was I'd already decided that from all that it really wasn't the community for me. Some of the guys I'd spoken to who'd been really nice to me on the server to start off with, they were all leaving the server, and I didn't quite understand why. I never asked them, but I didn't quite understand why. Players outside of my playing group, I suppose. And maybe it's stuff like this, maybe it's not. I can't say. I've not been in contact with them. So, it just seemed really fishy that happens. Then we get an incident with some fairly unfair bans, I suppose, and then I'm not being able to take any sort of criticism and saying I'm being disrespectful. I have the messages between me and the admin. I have the first admin who asked me about the issue. I then had a conversation with another admin when I came back in on my new account. Jaffa Mongo, I think his name is. Really nice guy, actually. Not one I've spoken to previously. I think he's actually a pretty decent mod, to be fair. Admin, I suppose. And like I said, and I do think this about online communities, they live and die by the competency, attitude, and application of their admins and moderators. So, I said that there could be some more or reinforcement of the training and the rules and the application and the attitude. But for me, one of the big issues was with the owner himself, in regards to the crashes and the downtime. I get that it has to happen, and I get it happens. But lack of communication is not good enough for a community. It needs to be like, sorry guys, I'm going to be down for an hour at least, or however long until this gets fixed, or we're sorry about the crash. If there's anything we can do, let us know. Instead, this is a direct quote from the Discord. I don't have a screen cap of it, unfortunately, but basically, oh no, I don't know if it's a direct quote. Maybe it's not quite direct, but it was, it was, deal with it, is what we were told. So, I wouldn't put anyone off going and trying out the server. There is still, guys in there that are really good, really friendly, but I would just, suppose if I had my time again, I would have probably left quietly. I definitely wasn't disrespectful to anybody at all. I think that is a real misjudge of my character. It's not how I am, even when I firmly disagree with somebody. I then posted a comment on one of the guys that make YouTube videos on that particular server, and just saying, I can't remember if I put something like, "Oh, I can't believe I got banned for fair criticism of an admin," and then I get attacked for apparently disliking this guy's video. It's all a little bit bizarre. I know he's obviously very close with that guy is very close with the admins, which is fair enough. But don't criticize me for something, one, I haven't done, and two, you can't prove that I've done. So that was one of the more bizarre things. I won't mention his channel or anything, but if you're watching this, you know who you are, and if you could apologise for that would be grand. If not, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't really matter. But I think as adults, it would be nice, and hopefully, maybe even by the time I uploaded this, you will have apologised, because I did make that very clear in my comment to you. So, like any online community, there's good eggs, there's bad eggs. I think while the owner of the server, though, doesn't seem willing to take responsibility or accountability for the administration of his server, it's difficult to, even if I could join, to go back on and join. It's a bit of a shame that I wasn't able to finish off and complete my cycle on that server. I had sent a message out to the general chat saying if anyone knew, wanted a leg up in terms of just me being able to give them my relatively small amount of equipment and my, I think I had like 80 grand or something in the bank, and give them that just to give them a sort of bit of a head start, which would have been nice for me when I'd started, and just to give something back for the good stuff, I did get out of it. So yeah, it's just one of them. Remember, admin servers live and die by the quality of their admins, and that goes for anything, any forum, any game, any community, any platform. So I'll leave it there because I don't have much else to say on that. But I just thought, make this have this as a cautionary tale, or at least bear it in mind if it's something that you do want to get in. And there's no videos sort of really with their name in, so I figured if I make a video on it, it would come up as one of the top searches, or topper searches, I suppose. Just a bit of a PSA, I suppose. Feel free to send me messages in the comments. Feel free to send hate mail to my Gmail as well, if you prefer. Look forward to that. And I'll see you all very soon, guys. As I say, I should be making a video on DayZ at some point in the future. Hopefully, flying some helicopters, but we'll see. All right, bye for now, guys.